Lexie Hull, you sultry little minx, you stirring up a hornet's nest, got the bees buzzing in the bonnet. Oh, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate all your support, of course. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Shout out to the 19. Now, I don't know if it's up yet. I'll do another video to go in a little more detail, but just so you know, I've got something coming on Caitlin Clark that's going to be sort of an ongoing thing. I'll talk about that in more detail in another video. Do me a favor if you're enjoying the content, like, subscribe, comment below. You know the deal. So Lexie Hull was profiled in Glamour magazine. Shout out to Lexie for that. Lexie Hull, the Indiana Fever's ride or die star. 100% agree. You've heard me use that as well. Huge Lexie Hull fan and what she brings to a team. This is the type of player that all great teams need. It's a very important role that has to be filled. A little bit of fire, a little bit of intensity, doing the dirty work, getting on the ground for loose balls, hitting big buckets, rebounding, defending, getting your team hyped up, backing your teammates on and on and on. And Lexie Hull brings all of that to the table. Now, and makes sense. She was, of course, asked about the Duana Bonner situation. We'll get into some of the comments, and I want to go over some of the reactions that are absolutely wild. But I want to make sure we cover the ones that are really a big deal. So here, let's talk about Bonner. Speaking to Hull about Bonner's decision to leave the Fever, it seemed to me that there was still lingering hurt and confusion. I was super excited because finally there is a player in my position that I can look up to that has won in the league and has all these accomplishments and knows what it takes. And I can learn something from her. Hull says the two-time championship winning vet. And then she randomly leaves, and we're all just kind of like, what happened? We were never given an explanation. So, first of all, this is a lot of what Caitlin Clark said about Duana Bonner as well, right? Looking up to her, seeing her as a role model, everything she's accomplished in the league, winning championships, and how much Caitlin was looking forward to not just playing with her, but learning from her how to deal with certain situations, how to deal with the ups and downs, how to deal with setbacks, even how to deal with winning as well and everything that comes with that, despite the fact that Caitlin Clark probably after her freshman year in college was more famous than Duana Bonner will ever be, but she still wanted that. And then we saw the fans and how they embraced her from day one and bought her jersey. And we saw the cheering when she finally got to third all time in points score, which of course came from Caitlin Clark really wanting that to happen. And so then we had some other stuff as they got into everything that went on with the Fever. Lexie Hull for Glamour magazine. There is a level of jealousy when it comes to the Fever just because of the media attention and the fans that have shown up for us ever since Caitlin got here. We've heard people and players and teams talking in their locker room about we can't let the Fever win. Now, what's really interesting to me, and shout out Lexie Hull for saying this. I'm curious what Mama Hull thinks about this because these are some of the things that we've had conversations about with Caitlin Clark and Caitlin Clark not saying it, certain things, and we get it, right? You have to play in the league, you have to play with and against these players, and there are certain things that maybe she's like, I just don't want what comes with that. But Lexie Hull just fired it off because she just nailed 100% this level of jealousy in the league with regard to these players, with regard to Caitlin Clark and what she's brought and the attention that she has. We saw it this past year. Remember the absolute freak out, including from Nafisa Collier, by the way. And we're going to get to her in another video because we got some new stuff coming on from that hypocrite. But everyone was so upset that the Indiana Fever were getting the most televised games. I mean, you've got the most popular team who brings in the highest ratings. It's not going to be shocking that they're going to get the most games. And those are the same people, by the way, who will talk about how the players need to get paid what they are owed. Well, the only way you get paid what you are owed is to get the ratings that bring in the money to pay you. And you do that by putting the most popular TV teams on TV the most often. You don't do that by putting teams on TV that play that no one is going to watch. I don't understand how nobody understands that. That is what the NFL does, right? Now, Sunday everyone plays, but you're still going to have the primetime 4 o'clock game that's national. You're going to have the 8 o'clock game, the Monday night, the Thursday night, and sometimes you get bad matchups. But that's why also late in the season you have that flexibility where they will change the game to have certain matchups because you want to get the ratings, and you get the ratings with the teams that people are going to watch. It really is that simple. And there's that jealousy, and we're going to roll a little more because this is great too. And again, shout out to Lexie Hull for saying the things a lot of players won't say. If you have extra motivation to beat us because of something out of your control, that's fine. If that's what it takes for you guys to come and try extra hard, Lexie Hall is saying, you know what? We don't care about bulletin board material. We don't care about locker room material. If you need to a little extra to get up to compete with us, man, that's a you thing. That's not an us thing. We can't control the fact that we're incredibly popular. We can't control what other people say. If that's what it takes for you to get up as a professional athlete when you should be getting up anyway, okay, that's fine. We'll deal with it. They are, to use a phrase I'm familiar with very much this season, and people have talked about. We saw the way like teams that our loss to the Broncos, a loss to the Giants. Of course, I'm talking about the Eagles. We are everybody's Super Bowl. The Eagles are everybody's Super Bowl, which also makes it tough to win. The Indiana Fever are everybody's championship game. That's the team you want to beat out of jealousy, and also because that's the team that's going to play in front of the most viewers, and you want to make a statement. Now, here's what's really wild about this, and I think this is important to mention. Because there's a lot of these. I'm just going to give you a few examples, but they're starting to expose themselves. And now these are just random fans. I get it, but we see this all the time, and we've seen players talk about this as well. And here you go. The mask is off. They aren't tiptoeing around anymore. White women stay thinking a black woman owe them an explanation. That is some of the most god awful. Is that our education system? Because that is one of the most god awful sentences I've ever seen in my life. DB didn't need to explain to anybody other than the necessary people why she left. Amber and Stephanie know the reason. Not to move TF along. I suppose that's supposed to be now move. Yeah, yeah. You make your racist statement, and then you expect no one's going to clap back or respond. There's some serious entitlement, and it just goes and goes. The mental gymnastics to make yourself the victim of someone else's experience in a ist backside environment. Lexie Hull, you will never in your life be famous. Lexie Hull is famous. And again, the projection is epic that someone defending Dewana Bonner and what she did is going to accuse someone else of playing victim. Dewana Bonner is the ultimate at playing victim with what she did to get a max contract at Indiana, to get the opportunity to play with Caitlin Clark, to play in front of all these fans who absolutely embraced her and loved her and were so happy to have her on the team. And she just stabbed them in the back. Her behavior was inexcusable. It was awful. It was disgusting. It was POS behavior. It was an entitled little brat who never had to grow up and was never told no her entire life. There is nothing good to say about Dewana Bonner and her behavior. Absolutely awful, garbage human being. Just saying. She don't owe y'all crap. Why don't your teammate feel comfortable enough to tell y'all anything is the real question that you should be asking yourself. See, on and on and on. This is the nonsense that we are getting from these people. So there you go, man. This is a jealousy of popularity, and it is a skin color issue for all these old school WNBA fans, all 12 of them, who are very upset that Caitlin Clark and her teammates have interrupted their little social gathering. By the way, Caitlin Clark's teammates who don't look like Caitlin or Lexi, they also have a problem with Dewana Bonner. Let me ask you this question. How many big time in major sports, how many big time free agents do you know that sign a huge contract in the offseason with another team, go to that team, play a couple games, disappear with no explanation whatsoever, then force the team that signed them after being embraced by the team, after being embraced by the city, after being embraced by the fans, force that team to cut them so that they can go play with their dude. This has never happened in professional sports where you've had a big free agent signing who plays a couple of games with the new teams and then bails out on them and leaves in the middle of the night without explanation to anyone. But Dewana Bonner's the victim, folks. Dewana Bonner is the victim. Was this one more? Yeah, see, and again, she's expecting the opposing team to coddle them and let them win. Isn't sports supposed to be competitive? Like she's just throwing the word jealousy around for bare. I don't even know what we're saying here. But again, this is why uh, just real quick, look, I am the nicest person in the world in person. I really am. I love talking to people. I'm polite. I hold doors. I have conversations in stores with people. I had a great conversation the other day with a Cowboys fan who noticed I was wearing a Philadelphia Eagles jacket, and we had a great conversation. But man, when I see this stuff, the stuff you see me post nowadays is because I'm so tired of all of this. That yeah, I'm gonna go right at you with you're the racist, you have a single digit IQ, you're the retard, because you know what? I know that those stuff gets them all kinds of upset. But this is what we're dealing with, folks. This is what we're dealing with these people, and it is absolutely disgusting to me to see people defending Dewana Bonner. And as you can see very clearly, again, the jealousy. They're very jealous of Lexie Hull and what she's gotten because of Caitlin Clark playing there. And they're very jealous of the fact that she doesn't have the tan that they have because all of the Indiana Fever, I was going to say Dewana Bonner's ex-teammates, all the Indiana Fever players, not just the ones that look like Lexie Hull, are very disgusted with Dewana Bonner. But I'm going to leave it there. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, appreciate you checking out the video. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Go have the day you deserve. I will talk to you later.